Here we are at the Haven, Kansas answer plot thinking about starter fertilizer. When we're looking at starter fertilizer, something that helps us to understand what we're trying to accomplish with starter fertilizer really comes down to plant physiology and how that plant develops. When that seed first germinates, it sends out these seminal roots from the seed, and those really have little to no effect on how much nutrients or moisture that plant is able to take up. Now, the amount of nutrients and energy in that seed is going to be pretty well depleted by the time we get to V3. When we look at a V4 corn plant, we don't have a very robust root system on this plant to be able to go out and explore that soil volume and pick up moisture and nutrients. That's where starter fertilizer comes in, having that concentrated band of nutrients that bridges that gap between V3 when we exhaust those seed resources until we get to V5 to V6, where we actually have a lot bigger root system out there to be able to explore and get more of those nutrients. As you look behind me, the shovel actually splits the treatment where we have starter fertilizer to the right versus no starter fertilizer to the left. Our components of this starter fertilizer are 1034O. We also added OptiStart Local in to get a source of chelated zinc and potassium as well as manganese into that starter fertilizer system. And then we also had Ascend Pro, our plant growth regulator, that helps that plant get out of the ground, get established earlier, and have more even emergence. As we look at the plants that we dug up on this, what we're seeing are really the results of that starter fertilizer. By bridging that gap and allowing that plant to be able to get those tiny root systems into a concentrated band of fertilizer, we were really able to drive more root development on that plant. And the Ascend on the plant growth regulator helps a lot as far as driving root development as well. Where we see that pay off is by being able to put more roots onto this plant earlier. It's able to actually be able to develop and progress faster later on. Both of these plants are at the same growth stage, but you can see a marked difference between where we have the starter fertilizer versus no starter fertilizer in the amount of root development that we have, the leaf area size that we have on these plants, and then also the girth of the stem that helps us out in our Kansas wind. This is Eric Hanson at the Haven Answer Plot.